Hey, welcome to Homestead Love. I am Danielle. It's been a while, but I've been working on a lot of different things. Stick around, we're going to talk about them. So I'm a bit obsessed lately. Well, for like the last 3 years, I've been completely obsessed with fermenting. So I started with sourdough, which was completely unsuccessful. And I moved on to doing vinegars, which I successfully did. And now I'm on to wines. And I've done quite a few wines. This year, this was started on February 8th. And it's ready. Like, it's ready. I'm leaving it bottled until, well, I don't know. I'll probably drink it next month or so. But I don't drink a lot of wine. I'm not a big drinker. This one's different. It still needs to go through a second straining process. This is only the first bottling. I lost my sticker, but I know what it is, so it's all good. But I have a lot of different wines. I'm gifting some of them for Christmas to people. So I have a lot going. This one I was really excited with, that it actually is turning out. It's starting to get really clear. If you can see, I just stirred it up a bunch when I moved it, but I come in and I just slowly rotate the bottles each day, and I have a lot of, I'm going to do samplers in the Christmas baskets. So as you can see, these still need a second straining too, but they're very clear, and that's how you know you got the alcohol in there. And I can't show you that one because that's from my mother-in-law, and I don't know if she's going to watch this, so. But yeah, spearmint is another one I tried. I hadn't done any with herbs yet, so this is the first year I did that. I also changed up my process, and I'm using distilled water in my ferments now. Here, let's give it a shake. Do you see all the bubbles? Do you see it? I know the lighting is bad in here, but it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. You don't want a lot of extra light around with these. But this is one of my hobbies, and I absolutely love winemaking. I'm kind of obsessed. I'm experimenting with doing different things. Let's go into why I started making wine now. So I started making wines. This is how all of my wines start, and then they go into a bottling process after they've mostly turned into alcohol. And then if they need to be filtered again, I'll strain them again and bottle them a second time. But I prefer to only bottle them once if I have to. So they'll stay in here for quite some time. But this is it's an apple wine that I just started for cooking. Because I made a white wine, let's see, in 2019, 18, somewhere in there, I started an apple wine, and it took 2 years to be done, and I used it for making white sauces, and I drank some of it, but it was a better cooking wine, so started another one. So I found another use for wines, but initially I started wines so that I could use them to make tinctures. Being an herbalist, I wanted to have a way, just in case, if the store ever disappears, for whatever reason, I want to be able to make alcohol to make my tinctures. So that's why I initially started. And I found that through the winemaking process, there's really absolutely no waste. So this is a cooking wine I'm doing. Let me grab some of the other ones I'm working on. Here's, I call it Choco Silk. It's chocolate and coffee and a wine. And this one, you can see how clear it is. It is already alcohol, and it's still fermenting slightly, but it is ready to be bottled. I could bottle this one now and it would be safe. But yeah, this one I did for next Christmas, not for Christmas 2025. So it's going to be bottled for a good, I don't know, 16 months before it goes into the baskets. But yeah, this is another one I'm working on, and I don't know, it's just a hobby that I really enjoy. So, not only do we have wine for drinking, wine that we can gift to people, wine that can be used for cooking. Now, there's another thing that happens in the wine process. Sometimes the wine goes bad. And it happens a lot more than you think. And it's okay. Especially if you're like me and you're not a sciencey person. I'm not a sciencey person at all, you guys, and I can do this. I just kind of figured out what the recipe that worked for me was, and I go from there. And every single batch that I make now, I didn't do this when I started, but now I do, gets honey. Because we know that honey has probiotics. We know that fermentation makes things like that more bioavailable to us. So, of course, I'm going to put honey in every single batch because it's going to give me medicinal qualities in every single batch. And I believe that it makes a stronger microorganism if you feed them the proper things. Just like if we eat healthy, we're healthier. I believe that if you feed a microorganism and things that make them stronger and healthier, that will then translate into your own health because you're eating them, obviously. And they go in and populate your gut. So that's another thing that I'm working on with sourdough. As an herbalist, that's one of the things I'm working on. I am starting sourdough starters. No, I'm not selling them. I'm not planning on selling them, but I am dehydrating them. So I will be gifting a lot of them away. Maybe I'll gift one away on here. I don't know. I guess I didn't think about that until this moment right now. But I am trying to bring sourdough is good for you already, but I'm trying to bring a little more medicinal quality to a sourdough. So I'll take you up and I'll show you those in a little bit, but I kind of got off track here. But with the wines, when they go bad, they create a byproduct. And I got really curious because I hate having waste for anything, and I don't think that there should be. Most things that create a byproduct, you can use it for something. So I asked the internet, the interwebs, and it told me that you can use when they go bad, a lot of times they either smell skunky, nasty, like you can tell they're bad, they're gross, they smell disgusting, or they smell kind of chemically. I explain it as they smell like fingernail polish remover, like an acetone. So when they have that chemically acetone smell, you can take them and use them or try them. You need to test them first so that you don't kill your entire garden, but you can use them as a pesticide to help in your garden. At least that's what the interwebs tells me. I haven't tried it yet. If I do, I'll share that, but that's not something I've tried yet. So yeah, there's really no waste on this. I mean, unless you get that skunky smelling one, then you just have to dump it. There's nothing you can do. Typically, that means that there's mold in it, and you probably didn't have enough sugar in it. And a lot of people are trying to cut back on the sugar you put in them and all the stuff like that. Don't do that, okay? That's not for you. That's for the microorganisms. You're feeding them, not yourself. And the same goes for sourdough recipes. Don't cut the sugars. It's not for you. That salt and sugar is not for you. It's for the little microorganisms so they can be healthy and do what they need to do for you. So that's what I got with wines. I have a lot going on right now. I didn't even show you a quarter of what I have, so there's that. So let's go look at my baskets I'm working on. So here's another ferment I'm working on. Cinnamon apples. I've never done these before. It was stupid easy. So I'm hoping I'm going to put them in the basement soon. They'll get a cap and the airlock will come off. But I'm hoping that they're still good for Thanksgiving because I want to start those for Thanksgiving. So we'll see what happens. I gotta grab my baskets. Hold on. I got back. So I'm making little Christmas baskets. I have made, let's see, 4. What I used this one different. I used the clothesline type stuff for this one. And yarn. And it's not as sturdy. I like better the climbing rope. It's a little more expensive, but it's worth it because These, when they're done, check it. They're completely washable and dryable. So you can reuse them over and over and over. But yeah. I'm thinking about adding on to them. I have another idea that I think will make them better. But these are what I've been working on a lot when I'm sitting watching my YouTube or whatever I'm watching in the evenings in bed while I'm winding down. But yeah, super cute. Cute little baskets. Each one takes about 5 hours, if you're wondering. I've got about 5 hours in each basket thus far, and I have more I want to do to them. So, but they'll stay here, and we'll reuse them over and over every year, so that then we're buying wrapping paper and tissue paper and all the ridiculousness. One more thing on the baskets. They each cost $12.50 to make. You get 2 baskets out of 1 roll of these were 50-foot rolls of climbing rope. Yeah, 2 baskets out of a 50-foot. Yeah, so it was $12.50 a piece to make them. So that's about what you can buy them for. But these are a lot better quality and a lot more durable. I know it's backwards. I'm sorry. I would like to introduce you to my girls. This is Maple. She needs a new jar today, but Maple, I have captured and cultivated, and she is a very mild sourdough with a bit more sweet flavor. There's a sweet with the absence of sour in the end. Then we have Priscilla. She got her first, I started dehydrating some of her yesterday for the first time. Priscilla starts off very, very sweet and ends very sour. So she's a fun one. I have one more that I want to make, and or start, I should say start. So far, I have one more that I want to make, but like I said, I am adding additional things to my sourdoughs to hopefully make a stronger microorganism, a stronger sourdough. I have not had any trouble with them rising. They clearly have good bubbles. It's time for feeding. They're actually deflating right now. I haven't fed them, like I said, yet today. But they get pretty big bubbles in there sometimes. It just depends on the day and the temperature, and it's cooler today. So, but I'm really happy with my sourdoughs and how they're starting out.